Welcome to today's episode of Goals Setting and Achievement. My name is Funkiola Onipeku. If you're joining me for the first time over the last couple of weeks, we'll be looking at how to set goals and achieve them. Your dreams are achievable. You can achieve your goals. They are all achievable if you set them the right way, do the right assessment, make sure they are smart, and also ensure that you put into place systems that help your goals to be achievable. It doesn't matter whatever you have done with your goals in the past. It doesn't matter if this year rounding up is not has not helped you to fulfill your goals. I'm assuring you that if you take the necessary steps and stages of what we have taught you in this class, your goals will be achieved. You will be able to look back and be grateful that you followed the process. Systems are not magic. Systems are process. For example, you are breathing now. That's no magic. That's a system in place, respiratory system. It has become so part of you that you didn't even realize it. Sometimes you don't remember they are there until, until something has gone wrong. So, what are systems? How do we ensure our goals are achievable? Have you set your goals? Today we are going to walk through practical system on how to achieve your goal. I encourage you to bring out your goals that you have set in the previous week. And if you're joining us for the first time, that's absolutely fine. We recognize that goal setting, that success is the achievement of goals. That I and you, what gives us a sense of fulfillment, a sense of accomplishment. There are things we set out to do and we do them. Earlier in the course of this bootcamp, we also identify that our brains does not necessarily know what to do if you don't tell it what to do. So we set out on how to set goals, what goals are, how to set them, and today we will be focusing more on achieving those goals by means of helping you to remember what we have been through. At the beginning, we said for any goal to be successful, any goal that will be achievable in 2026, here are first things you should do. You should be able to do self-assessment. Because when we get to certain system in place today, we will also go back to that assessment. So if you have not done that, the first thing to do is to self-assess yourself. What time is available for you? What are your priorities? What is the specific goal that you want to achieve? Where are you right now? How far are you from where you want to go to? The good news is this: it doesn't matter how far you're coming from. It doesn't matter the distance between where you are now and where you want to go. Your goal setting with system in place, with commitment to do what you have promised to do for yourself, we will successfully close this gap. And looking back in about a year or 5 or 10, depending on how long you have put in your set your goals, you will look back and be grateful. You will be able to write a letter to this version of yourself, thanking him or her for the step that they have taken to achieve that goal. So we talked about self-assessment. What are your core values? Once you don't set goals that align with your values, once life gets busy, you are going to forget those goals. Once you don't do a self-assessment to know the resources that you have, the resources that you need, the resources that you're keeping that you no longer need, that can come as friendship, that can come as doom scrolling, that can also be unnecessarily event, time, places that you go to. So that's also part of self-assessment. And again, we talk about vision. Who are you becoming? What can you see of yourself? It's okay not to look like that now, but what can you see yourself becoming? Who can you see yourself becoming? And so in the last couple of weeks, we drew a vision board where we can place a picture of who we are becoming, and we set goals on how we are going to get there. We are here now. There is a place called there. That's the version of the person you're becoming, the person you want to be, the version of you that is beneficial not just to you alone, but for your immediate community, the world at large, humanity. How many people are able to have an improved life just because you exist? And we went ahead to do SMART goals. What are SMART goals? Goals that are specific. You will be surprised how many people don't know what they want. But after that class, I'm sure you're specific. You are not just making more money. You know the exact amount of money you want to make in 2026. Maybe you want to make 1/4 increase in your sales plus what you're having now. Maybe you want to double your sales, specific. At the end of 2026, I want to earn 100,000 per month, and this is what I will be doing to achieve it. You're specific. Your goals are measurable. You can tell us the exact amount. You can tell when it's going to happen. You can measure. Remember, whatever thing you cannot measure, you can't track. Success is data driven. Whatever you don't measure, whatever you can't track, you can't improve on. Success does not operate on sentiment. It doesn't even go with emotion. The best motivation can do for you in the journey of success is to get you started and maybe once in a while visit you, because motivation is not always available. It fades, it's an emotion. But things that actually get you running on the journey, you know, is system, is data, which will come from feedback, which will come from what you are able to measure. That's the reason why your goal must be measurable. We mention achievable. Is your goal achievable? If you have never read a book before, I don't expect you to have on your, if you have never read a book completely, if you struggle to read one book completely from the beginning to the end, I don't expect you to say in 2026, I'm going to read 500 books. Of course, you're setting yourself up for failure. Give it an achievable number, something that you can manage, you can measure, and you can improve on. How about starting with 10 for the whole year, maybe one book in a month? What about even starting with one book in the next 6 weeks and see how that goes with the system that we are going to put in place today? And we also talk about realistic. Realistically, people, relevant. People set goals that are not likely relevant to their bigger picture. Don't set goals to read 20 books now if that is not part of the bigger picture of who you want to become. You have gone through ChatGPT, you have gone through groups, you have seen people setting out goals, you have seen one or two things online, and you see that that is really good. Somebody have told you, oh, I read 50 books in 2025 and that transformed my life. Yes, that's good, but is it relevant to you? As much as I encourage you to read books, what kind of books are you reading? Maybe that person was only busy reading fiction, whereas you are a medical student, for example, and you want to build up your career. You will not leave your books, your lectures, medical books and lectures, to go and read 50 fiction books, because that's not relevant in the bigger picture. So please go through your goals today. Make sure that they are not AI generated. Make sure that they are not copied from other sources. Make sure that they are not inspired by what you saw on Instagram. It's okay to look at somebody you admire, you look up to become, and see one or two things from them that you can emulate. By all means, weigh these things, look at them thoroughly, and make sure that it reflects with the person you're becoming, with your true self, because that's the number one and simple way where we lose our focus, where we are not able to meet the goals that we have set. And simply put, that's a simple way to set up yourself for failure. And I'm hoping that you're not that one. And the last thing that make you go smart, like we mentioned last week, is time bound. Put a deadline. Life is about time. What time are you achieving it? How do you know that you have achieved it? How long? 1 year, 6 months, quarter, first 90 days, 6 weeks. There are even goals you can set and achieve in a month. For example, you have a project and the deadline comes up in 6 weeks. So, yes, it's achievable. Make sure by all means that your goals is smart. And for a goal to be smart, you must have assessed yourself, identify your values, and see your true bigger picture, who you're really becoming. And today, we're moving ahead to study system, how to make sure that our goals are eventually achieved. I have seen people done all of this, and for one reason or the other, by the first month of the year, is a known fact that January gym center, they gain loads of new starters because everybody is starting on the wave of new beginning. The resolution is coming. It's coming so fresh. It's coming so big. People are, excited to join things that is going on in town. And all of that is fine. Where problem lies is this. People forget to set system. In the spirit of motivation, they forget that life is going to happen. They go out of that excitement and motivation and set up for themselves, hopefully to succeed. But eventually, they meet up with failure. So, today, at the end of this class, you will be able to create systems that help you to determine what you need to do, when you will do it, and how your goals will be achievable. If you can hear me, if you can see me, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're with me. Let me see your comments in the comment section if you are able to do that. So, what are systems? Systems are a set of habits, routine, or process that you follow to achieve a result. I've seen so many people confuse systems. By the way, there are three words that I've found people commonly getting confused online these days. And in the new year, I hope to help us to understand these things because we are not after the big grammars. We are not after the big words. Big words, big grammars, they are not helpful to you. Courses, training are not beneficial if you cannot pick up the lesson and start using them. So when people hear structure, strategy, and system, people get confused. Don't get confused. Strategy, structure, and system, they are simply things that you are already doing now. It's okay you don't know the word for them, you don't know you are doing it or you are not doing right. But strategy is simply means how do we want to achieve what we want to achieve. Structure, they are the systems that you put in place, how and when those things are going to be done. System are simply daily habits that you put in place. Structure will look like who does what, when, how is it going to be done. System are simple processes. Like I said, you're breathing now. There is a whole system built around that called respiratory system. You don't even have to know it. You don't have to know the whole process before you breathe. But they exist. The fact that you are not conscious of it does not mean they are not there. That's the principle. There is a system that coordinates how you breathe. Air goes through your nose, it passes through your upper airway, it goes down to the lower respiratory tract where oxygen are exchanged in your lower lungs and things like that, and send into the blood system, and your system bring out carbon dioxide. That's a whole lot of system. But they come together to fulfill a function. That's what you are going to do to get your goals. So systems are going to, for you in goal achievement, we're going to look at parts, different parts that come together to achieve what you want to achieve. Please send in your questions. I'm also keeping my eyes to see if you're sending questions so that we can address them as we go. So I encourage you to bring out one of your goals. Just pick one for today so that we can walk through how to set these systems effectively. I believe in a practical thing. That's why I don't come here to speak big grammars or give you, just make it simple. Because the solutions to crucial issues of life, they are not necessarily bigger things. There are simple and steady things that we do. There are simple things. That's why I think it's John Maxwell that says, show me your habits. John Maxwell says, if I come to your house in a day and live with you and see your habits, I can predict if you're going to be successful or not. Why? Because your system is simply what you do daily. There are things you do without even knowing them. That you are conscious of them only help you to make good use of it. Either you know it or not, you're conscious of it or not, it doesn't stop the essence of what that thing is doing. So for you to be able to build effective system, I encourage you to bring out one of the goals that you've set. So system breaks goals into actionable steps that create progress. And I'm going to try and give an example that can be relevant to everybody. Success is equal to your consistency in your system. Write that down. If you ever want to be successful in anything, your success comes from consistency in your system. Your system must be consistent. Whatever you have promised yourself to do, you must do it consistently. That's where success comes from. Success does not come from one big thing that you do. For example, you have set a goal for 90 days. The first 30 days, you don't do anything. The first this days, 60 days, you don't do anything. You suddenly wake up and realize, oh, it's 15 days to the end of 90 days, and you now wake up to start. You are not going to be successful. In fact, if you meet that deadline, if it is something like an assignment, you will not experience the genuine success that you will have achieved if you go step by step. As student or at any point in time, that will have happened to you. It has happened to me before, and it cost you, meaningful success that you will have gotten. Life must be lived intentional. You have one life to live. You don't want to be grounded. So let's set out systems to make things work. The first thing you should do is to define your goals clearly, and we have done this over time. We have specified the exact thing that we want to achieve. The next thing to do is to break your goals into small, repeatable actions. Small, repeatable actions. The ability to make it repeatable is the most important part of it. When you are breaking your goal down into small, repeatable actions, for example, you want to read a whole book. This book has 300 pages, for example. Do you know that there are different ways to read that book, and you are programmed to read it for 1 month, which is 30 days? There are different ways to read that book. You can wake up one morning, sit down, and read that whole book and finish it. You can read that book every weekend, 4 chapters or 150 pages, and complete it. You can also read that book one page or one chapter, depending on the number that is more convenient for you, spread out over 30 days and achieve it. Which one do you think is going to be more convenient? Let me see your response in the comment section. Which one do you think will be more convenient and easier? It's natural, because of who we are as human, to think, oh, it's only 300 pages. You scream to and say, I can read this book quickly. I will just read it and throw it away. You will be surprised that at the end of 30 days, even if you manage to read it in one day, you will not get yes, thank you. You will not get sufficient information from that book. You wouldn't have learned. There is a difference between learning, studying, reading. When you read, we all read, and we don't all retain what we read. Not everybody study, and not everybody learn. So let me give you a trick. That's by the way, but let me help you since we are talking about how to read a book. Everybody read. That's why you will see somebody come on social media and say, I read so book and it transformed my life. And you look at yourself, I have that book on my shelf. I have read that book before and it didn't do anything for me. Because we read differently. Because we read differently and we also understand differently. When you read a book, don't rush. Underline it. When you find points that comes to you, underline it. And before you go to the next chapter, pick at least one thing that you will do differently. It is when you practice what you have read in that book that learning has taken place. You have not learned if there is no change in behavior. Read 10 books, read 15 books. Have a bookshelf. I wish I can turn my camera and show you bookshelves in my study. Have a bookshelf full of books. They are not going to be beneficial to you if you don't study them, ask questions, critically analyze them, and pick at least one thing that you will start doing from a book that you read. It is when you start doing that that you will understand and have something to show compared to every other person that have read that book. So back to our point. You want to finish a book in the next 6 months. When you did your self-assessment in the first week, you must have understand how many hours you have left. Because your 24 hours is not only for you. Even if you are an individual, you sleep 6 to 8 hours, you go to work 8 hours, your travel time maybe to work 1 hour or two, you have time for your family, you have time where you prepare for the next day, you have time where you do your assignment as a student. By the time you add all of these times together in 24 hours, possibly you are left with 2 to 3 hours. And if you don't know your peak time and your off time, that's another problem. In our time management class in the course of next year, I will tell you how to identify your peak time. If you cannot identify your peak time and schedule and design your system in a way such that your goals are already achieved before you exhaust yourself, that's going to be a problem. 30 days is going to go past and your goals are not going to be achieved. That book, you are not going to finish it. You are going to read it halfway and just push it aside. So what should you do? Instead of planning to read that book 4 times in a month, create a system that help you to read at least 1 hour every day. Minimum 30 minutes every day. Set a time, read. In your system will look like every morning when I wake up, I will read for 30 minutes. That's how to create a system. And before you go to bed, make sure the book is already on your reading table. Make sure your journal and your pen or whatever you will use to mark what you are reading is already beside you. If you wake up 5:30 and you want to read till 6 and you have spent the first 10 minutes to look for the book, the next 5 minutes to settle down, the next 5 minutes to go and make coffee, the next 5 minutes to check your phone, the next 5 minutes to see the car that is passing by outside, your 30 minutes is wasted. And multiply 30 minutes by 7. What does it give you? That's more than 3.5 hours in 1 week. That's enough to read a very good part of a book if you stay with it. Why you might not be able to have 3.5 hours at a stretch to read a book, but your 30 minutes daily of reading will come together. That's a whole book written by Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. That will come together for you, to be able to have read that book. It's the same thing if you are learning a skill. You can say, for example, you are learning how to do public speaking and you have limited time. This is a simple system that you can build. You can say, I will watch 2 YouTube videos, maybe of trusted people on social media that you already know that have results. And I will keep my learnings. And for the remaining 5 days of the week, I will practice what I learn. Maybe I will speak in front of my mirror for 5 minutes and record myself. It is not how long you do it, but how consistent that you are with it. If you speak in front of your mirror every day, describing a object to yourself in 1 minute. In fact, if you're learning public speaking, try this. Stay in front of your mirror, get a book or, a pencil or something. Thank you. She said very true. And try to describe something. When you start describing, you will see how long 1 minute can be. You will see how difficult it is for 1 whole minute to be complete. But if you keep at it, that repetitive action, that is what is called system. Habits. James Clear wrote a whole book about this, Atomic Habits. They are tiny, but continuously, the consistency that you keep in doing that is what accumulates. If you are waiting for when you will have 3 hours in a week at a go to read a book, most likely it's not going to happen because life is going to happen, you know, um, disruptions is going to come. We say God forbid, but there are things that are not under your control. Maybe you live in an environment where the electricity is being under control. You don't have control over electricity. What happened the day you plan to read 3.5 hours and electricity company decided to off the light or something, or there is a temperature disruption and the whole community is in darkness? You know, if that happened, you will have only lose 30 minutes, which you can easily convert to something else, rather than waiting for accumulated 3.5 hours. What am I trying to say? Break your goals into simple and repetitive parts. Make sure it's something that you can repeat. Don't plan to read your Bible 2 hours at a stretch. Your baby is going to cry. You are a mother, you have babies. They are going to come in and disrupt you. They are still God's blessing. That Bible too is God's blessing. Don't say, oh, I'm going to be doing this for 6 hours. Are you not going to go to work? What happened to your relationship? What happened to making money? What happened to family and friends? What happened? So many things are going to come in disruptions. So setting times and block those times. That's when you have to be able to say no. Once you choose 30 minutes every Thursday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. to read, block it on your calendar. The next time somebody is calling, hello, can you come and help me do this? You say, hold on, let me look at my calendar. And you quickly say, no. You also have to be able to learn to say no and not feel guilty about it. But if you have not planned your calendar, somebody else will plan it for you. If you have not planned your life, they will call you. There's a time they tell you, they will say you are dependable. You are not dependable. No, you are not dependable. You are only not responsible for yourself. If every time they call you and you are available, no schedule, no plan for your life, you are not dependable. You are only useful. You are only useful, and everybody will use you. If I am with you also, I will use you for the benefit of what I can use you for. You are not dependable. Don't get me wrong. There are times you have to be, the dependability is a very, very good quality, but you have to establish boundaries. That your dependability should not be in a place where your own core priority, your own core goals are lost. If you are always available, they call you in the morning, you are available. They call you in the afternoon, they are available. So what time? What time are you taking? What time are you taking to own your own success? What time are you taking to define the standard and the goals for yourself? Go and check your calendar. It's okay to say, oh, I am not available Thursday 4 p.m. It's okay if I come to help you Friday by so time. All right? So go and schedule, put a system in place and block your calendar. Another thing I want you to do, which we have already mentioned again, is to make your system easy and consistent. Focus on what you can do. This week, what can you do? Something has come up this week. You don't know what to do. They are not expected thing. Maybe a family member is sick and you have to go and stay with them in the hospital. What can you do that week that will still keep your goals moving? Of course, you are no longer in your comfortable environment. You are no longer in your familiar environment. Maybe you have bigger books and things like that, and that's not even a comfortable place because you have to look out for a family member or something. What can you do? Can you read through your notes while you are waiting on the corridor? Can you, can you revise what you have learned? Can you watch a YouTube video? Can you listen to an audio book? You see, we claim we don't have time. And these days, most of our devices give us a breakdown of what we do on social media. I get my own screen time from my phone every Monday. And it comes back and say, you have spent 6 hours this week. You have spent average of 4 hours this week. Then you begin to look at where did he, what, how do you motivate individuals who are skilled but disengaged? Please mention the skill you're talking about, and as are you a team leader, and what aspect are they disengaging? Please give context to your question. What are the skill? And it comes to you, it tells you that you have time. In fact, one of my coach says, I don't have time is a language of lazy people, is a language of mediocre. Put your hand on your chest now and say, I have time for my life. I have time for my destiny. Type it in the comment section. I want to see. I have time for what matter. I matter, and so I have time. What are you doing that you don't have time? If God, who created me and you, have time to look after us, Bible says he doesn't sleep, he never sleep, he never slumber. And Bible says there is time for everything under the earth. And you want to rewrite Bible, and you say you don't have time. Ah, You need to close your eyes and ask for forgiveness and now say, I have time. If you're a parent, you say, I have time to parent. If you are a business person, you say, I have time to succeed. You say, I have time for my life. Your priority is what determines if what you do with your life, your time. If you wake up in the morning and the first thing that comes to your mind is to pick up your phone and doom scroll, you have time for what does not matter. If you, yes, say I have time, you have to be able to schedule your time. You have to be able to program your time. It's okay not to have 4 hours. What people look at and say I don't have time is like waiting for when you will have 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Let's be real. For example, I am a mother. I'm a wife. I am a mother raising 3 boys, all of them in primary school. I work. I have friends. I have parents. I have a church community. I have women community. I'm also a student. I have identified about 9 roles, isn't it? And all of this is going to happen in 24 hours. Some of them even happened without me realizing it. But yes, I have to have time for all of them. So while as a single lady, why a single lady will be able to watch movie for 4 hours? My destiny, my role, my purpose, who I'm becoming should tell me that I cannot watch a movie for 4 hours. Especially if I'm not looking to become an actress. It should tell me that even in church, I should not go and put myself in group that will make me to do 4 hours at a stretch, especially if I'm not the preacher. Set your priorities. Recover your time. Recover your destiny. You are traveling in a bus, 30 minutes drive. It's not the time to go and look for all these influencers on social media and populate them and populate their views. That's the time for you to read. It's the time for you to plug in your earpiece and listen to a podcast. It's the time to even process what you have learned. It's the time to meditate. You just sit down, lie down on a couch, and you just press social media and you're carried away. And we all do it. Because once in a while we lose our track, don't we? I also do it. But I am very quick to caution myself and say, this is waste. This is my life in my hand. Don't want to waste it. I don't have 2 lives. So the earlier you realize that you have to make use, yes, I have time for what matters to me. So have time for it. Build your priorities. When I miss my way with time, this is what I do. I ask myself, I have people I look up to, and I ask myself, I am praying for promotion now. I am praying for, the way we pray, Lord, increase me, expand me. And God is saying, how will you undo it? You have just 2 children now. Any small thing, I'm overwhelmed. Any small thing, hey. Any small thing, ha. And you want to run a multi-million business. That means that you will be having 40 people, 50 people on your payroll. But to manage your husband and 2 children now and go to work with it, any small thing, I'm overwhelmed. I'm busy. And busy is a language of lazy people, people who don't know what they're doing. One course that I like to take every year, among others, is time management. I have short courses that I run. I just go there and learn again and pick out what I should drop. There should not be guilt feeling. You see, go and, in fact, leave goals now. Leave system, leave everything. Go and track your time. For the next 7 days, just get a plain sheet of paper. 12 to 1 p.m. What did I do? 1 p.m. Track it like that. No judgments. Just track it 3, 4, 5 days and look at it. It will surprise you that you have time. The same time, 24 hours that Dangote has. The same time available to Baba Adeboye. The same time that Bishop David Oyedepo has. The same time the football player that we all watch, the same time that they use. That's what you and I have. We are watching them, we are looking up to them because they learn to maximize and take their life in their hands. Let me tell you what set me upon my feet in 2025. I read a quote somewhere. If you don't take time, you will pay for other people who have learned their own time. Did you get that? If you did not master your own time, you will pay people who have mastered their time. You will pay. In fact, you will hold your money and you will beg. You say, please, can I? Can I please join you? You see all those people that we look up to. Somebody, a woman of God that has mastered how to preach, how to pray, how to, how to apply wisdom. The time that I and you were sleeping, they wake up to pray. The time that I and you were busy discovering who dressed well, which movie is in the cinema, those things are not bad, but they are not priority. Put them in their place. All right? I'm just so carried away with time because that's the number one resources that we all have. That's the most important resources of our life. Don't waste it. Make 2026 the year that you stop saying I don't have time. Make 2026 the year you make bold claim that I have time for what truly matters. As you go into the year with your system, you should learn to track your time and adjust. Whatever system you put in place, track it. If you have identified that every morning, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning, you will be reading, and you notice that when you're reading, one or two distractions keep coming up. That's why, again, you have to have a journal. Have a journal. Write. Pick one or two things that happen in your day. Do reflection. These things are not big deal. They are just, it's the same way. We all do it, but we do it in a different manner. We gossip, we report to others, but we don't talk to ourselves. We don't report to ourselves. You know the way you're really upset. You just want somebody you want to vent to, and you go home, and as you are walking through the door, you just start venting to your spouse. It's good, but remember to talk back to yourself. Get a journal, pour out your mind, reflect on what happened. At what point did you lose your emotion? Sometimes we walk away from places with regret. Go back to it and say, how did I manage this? Why did I slip off? Over time, you will discover a pattern. And that's what that pattern will help you to do, is that you will find a gap in your system and you'll be able to close it. Because when you are new to system building, the first couple of days, it will go all right. Just one day, something will happen, and you will discover that your whole pack of structure and system just crumble, and it takes you time again to go back. It's going to happen. But what I want you to do is to create, a mind map, a journal that you can fall back on and find out every time your system failed, what was happening. Was it because you got carried away? Was it because you set too much expectation and it didn't happen? Was it because you got discouraged? Because let's be real, things get busy, consistency is hard when you don't see, yes, consistency becomes so hard when you don't see results. Especially the results that you are waiting for. Consistency becomes difficult. It looks like everything you are doing is not working. It's going to work. Okay? Keep at it. When you start filling a bottle, it doesn't get full immediately. And because you are starting from different dimension, some people, it will take them minimal time and they will achieve it. Some of us, we're not going to have it easy because we don't have so many things to leverage on. I'll give you an example. If you are building something new and you have friends that already have platforms, you have friends that are supportive, you have resources, and you are able to leverage those resources, you are going to achieve better than somebody who is just looking for new friends, new resources, and everything new. That's not to say you need friends to be successful. Yes and no. But that's saying that the resources you have already we help you to leverage and work faster and better at some things. So take time to also assess your resources when you are building your system. If you don't have a house help, there's no way you will be able to read 6 hours as a stretch on a Saturday. Who is going to clean the house? Who is going to do all the meal prep? Be realistic. And to get house help, it means that you are going to be paying. Are you financially capable for that? If you're not, that's a system to put in place. So instead of waiting till Saturday to do all the laundry, I'm talking like a mother, because I am. Before you wait on Saturday to do all the laundry, to do all the shopping, to do all the thing, to do games, to do this, how about doing shopping on a Friday? How about doing laundry on 2 times in a week? You know, sit down and everything called system borders out on realistic time. As you go with your system, celebrate process, not just results. Like I said, results will take a long time before it shows. In fact, the Bible says it will only speak at the end. Write a vision, you run with it, and it will speak at the end. It doesn't always speak at the beginning. And that's when it becomes very frustrating. You are putting on every effort. You are supporting your child with home lesson at home. But every time they go to school in the beginning of the term, they are still scoring 1/5. And you are like, I'm teaching this boy at home now. I'm helping him to read. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You see, what we call breakthrough is like a rock that you are hammering, and you continue to use that hammer at that same spot. The first set of hammering will not make any difference. But after a repetitive hammering force continuously, it gives way. That's what we call breakthrough. So stay at it. Prepare your mind that is people are not going to follow you. Prepare your mind that is not going to be the loudest ovation from the beginning, but keep the end result in mind. So I'm trying to see if there's any question. Celebrate the process. Every time you are able to keep 30 minutes consistency of what you have said you're going to do. You woke up today, you are able to read your book 30 minutes, or is your Bible. Oh, thank you. How do I communicate vision in a way that inspire and empower those I lead? To communicate vision in a way that inspire those people that you lead, number one, you must be clear about your vision. You must be clear about your vision. You must be able to communicate your vision. You must be convinced yourself, because vision is essentially a picture of a big thing that you have seen. Nobody is seeing it with you. You have something in your mind, you want to paint the picture. Yourself, understand the vision clearly. Communicate it in simple terms. Understand that people will not celebrate it the way you celebrate it. The only way people adapt to a vision is when they see themselves in it. If you come up with a vision and it's about you, me, nobody will see it. Nobody will listen. For you to be able to communicate your vision in a way that inspire and empower those people that you are leading, those people must see themselves in it. Let me give you a biblical example. When Joseph saw a vision, he wake up and say, I saw 12 stars, moon and so. They are bowing down to me. Every time he communicate that vision, the brothers want to kill him. In fact, they tried it. We all know the story. Why? You have a vision, you have a dream, but you are pushing it at people. They can't see themselves there. They can only see themselves as slaves. Nobody is going to buy into that vision. People only buy into vision when they see themselves in it. You know, the story changed for Joseph when he eventually went to Egypt, became a very wealthy person in Egypt. He said, God has sent me ahead of you that I will save you. At that point, all of them saw themselves in the vision and they were happy, isn't it? Consider Moses when he was communicating in his vision for the people of Israel. Remember, he has been away from that country for a long time. He only just came back. If Moses has turned up and say, hi Pharaoh, I came to get these people because I want to lead them. I see them, I can take them to a place where they will no longer be slaves. I just want them to follow me. Do you think that's going to happen? Moses, people were able to buy into Moses' vision, not just because God was with him. God was also with Joseph, but because this vision that he painted was to release the people of Israel from slavery. So they were able to join him. They can see themselves coming out of slavery, not like Joseph. The brothers were seeing themselves as becoming slaves and they were not ready to take it. So for you to be able to communicate your vision in a way that inspire others, other people must see themselves in your vision. What are you offering? You must be able to offer transformation. You must be able to offer a change that, that is life driven. You must be able to offer a vision where people can see themselves becoming something better. And this you will communicate over and over in simple, repetitive method. That was what Moses did. Every day, he turn up to Pharaoh and say, let my people go that they may serve me. The next time he comes back with that message and he said the same thing. Imagine what kind of vision Jesus was painting to the disciples. In fact, consider James and John. These people were in their family boat, family business with their father. This is a business that they have known, they've grown up with their father. But in one vision statement, Jesus was able to withdraw the son of Zebedee from their father with one sentence. He said, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. Jesus didn't say, follow me and come and serve me. Follow me and I will make you. So the whole true picture of a vision is to help people see what they can become and be able to communicate it in a way that people see it that way. Otherwise, there is no vision. It's just going to be an ambition. When people see themselves in there, they are inspired. You are connecting to their soul. I hope I have answered your question. If you're there, and if you have other questions, please feel free to send them in. Even for your family, when you are creating a vision and you want your family, okay, we will answer this question in our community. What practical steps can I take to ensure my leadership benefits others? It starts with vision. Make sure that leadership is not about directing others, giving others. Leadership simply means you have seen a true picture, you have seen a bigger picture, you have seen what people can become. They don't look like it now. Remember David and the street boys that joined him. They don't look like it in the beginning, but David was able to organize and coordinate that group that at the end of the day, they became some people who are armies, who are warriors. Send in all your questions into the group. We usually hope to keep this class to 30 to 40 minutes, but yes, we appreciate your question. Thank you for sending them in. So build systems. 2026 is going to be great. Prophetic words are going to come and they will be fulfilled. They will not be glitch in our lives. But we need to take responsibility. We need to be intentional. We need to put into place systems Forget about the big word. System simply means something you do regularly without any stress, something that becomes a part of you. It's going to be hard when you start. There's going to be disruption, but stay with it. Keep at it because the vision is yet for an appointed time. Keep running. In the end, you do speak. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember to comment, to share, and subscribe to this channel. And also remember to send this to your friends and colleagues. You have any questions? Look out for the link to join our community groups. And every Monday, 1 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Nigeria time, you join me on a webinar like this and we answer all your leadership questions. My name is Funkeola Onipekun. It's my pleasure having you today. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.